Ah, the all-you-can-eat buffet. It's the only place on earth where you can legally walk in as a respected member of society and leave looking like a python that just swallowed a tractor. It is a wonderland where portion control is a dirty word and the only limit is your own physical capacity to remain upright. But have you ever sat there, mid-meat sweat, looking at your fifth plate of crab legs and wondered, how is this place still in business? I mean, you paid 20 bucks. You have definitely eaten $40 worth of seafood. If everyone does what you're doing, this restaurant should have gone bankrupt 10 minutes after the lunch rush started. Are they just charitable organizations dedicated to the noble cause of overstretching our waistbands? Spoiler alert, no. The buffet is a high-stakes game of psychological warfare, behavioral economics, and very, very large spoons. Today, we're looking under the sneeze guard to find out how all-you-can-eat buffets actually make money. To understand the buffet business model, you have to stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about the herd. Buffets don't care that you are a vacuum cleaner with legs. They care about the average. In the industry, this is called the law of averages. For every professional glutton who treats the prime rib station like an Olympic sport, there are 5 light eaters who pay full price and then get full after half a bowl of salad and a slice of cantaloupe. The grandma is the buffet's MVP. She is subsidizing your gluttony. She is the silent hero providing the profit margins that allow you to go back for that 4th helping of mystery sauce chicken. Typically, a buffet targets a food cost of about 30 to 40%. So, if you pay $20, they want the food you actually swallow to cost them about 6 to 8 bucks. If you eat $30 worth of food, they lose money on you. But if the person next to you eats $2 worth of pasta, the restaurant wins. The buffet isn't betting against you. It's betting on the fact that most people simply aren't as hungry as they think they are. But they don't just leave it to chance. They engineer the environment to make you that light eater. It starts the second you pick up a plate. Have you noticed buffet plates are getting smaller? They aren't plates, they're oversized saucers. Research shows that people eat less when their plate looks full. A small plate heaped with cheap rice makes your brain go, wow, look at all this value, while a large plate with a single steak looks sad. Then there is the path of least resistance. Look at the layout. Buffets are designed like a literal obstacle course. The first things you see are always the fillers: breads, rolls, massive vats of mashed potatoes, and mountains of rice. Studies show that 75% of buffet diners select whatever is in the first 3 trays. By the time you reach the expensive stuff, the carved roast beef or the shrimp, your plate is already 80% occupied by 12 cents worth of starch. Your stomach is like a nightclub. Once the cheap guys are in, there's no room for the VIPs. And let's talk about the utensils. This is a level of psychological pettiness I truly admire. Pay attention to the serving tools next time you're in the line. The spoons for the rice and potatoes are usually giant heavy-duty shovels. 1 scoop and your plate is done. But the tongs for the expensive meats? They're often tiny, flimsy, and require the dexterity of a brain surgeon to use. If it's hard to get the food onto the plate, you'll take less of it. It's a war of attrition, and the restaurant is betting you'll get frustrated and just go back to the easy-to-scoop mac and cheese. Now let's talk about the real MVP of the balance sheet: the soda. Buffets love it when you're thirsty. Why? Because while they might only make $1 on your food, they are making a killing on your drink. A cup of soda costs the restaurant about 10 to 15 cents to produce, including the syrup, the CO2, and the ice. They charge you $3 for it. That is a markup of roughly 2,000%. Plus, the more you drink, the faster you feel full. Carbonation is the buffet's best friend. It expands in your stomach, taking up valuable real estate that could have been used for more protein. They will keep those unlimited refills coming until you're literally floating away, just to keep you from going back to the buffet line. One of the biggest costs for any traditional restaurant is labor. Waiters, busboys, specialized chefs, it adds up fast. But at a buffet, you are the waiter. You get your own food, you carry your own heavy plates, and in some places, you even get your own drinks. A traditional restaurant might need 1 server for every 5 tables. A buffet can run an entire dining room with just a couple of people to clear plates. In the kitchen, it's even more efficient. Instead of a line cook making 30 different custom orders, someone wanting a burger medium rare with no onions and extra pickles, the buffet cooks make 40 gallons of the same soup. They use skeleton crews. One person can prep enough food for 200 people because they're cooking in massive batches. This economy of scale allows them to buy ingredients in bulk, which brings the cost of that steak down to levels you'll never see at your local grocery store. We also have to talk about the dark side of the steam tray, the recycling. In the industry, there's a saying, yesterday's roast beef is today's beef stew. Nothing goes to waste. If an item doesn't get eaten at lunch, it's chopped up, seasoned, and transformed into a completely different dish for dinner. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's smart business. But it's why the special of the day often looks suspiciously like the leftovers of the day before. They also use seasonality to their advantage. When the price of pork goes up, the pulled pork station mysteriously disappears and is replaced by honey-glazed ham, which is currently cheaper. They are constantly pivoting their menu based on whatever is cheapest at the wholesale market that Tuesday. They aren't cooking what you want, they're cooking what the market dictates is most profitable. But what about the policy abusers, the legendary eaters who can outlast a tectonic plate shift? Meet people like Mr. Kang. In 2021, a food live streamer in China named Mr. Kang was famously banned from the Handadi Seafood BBQ buffet. Why? Because in one sitting, he ate 1.5 kilograms of pork trotters. On another visit, he ate 4 kilograms of prawns. The owner told the media that every time Kang showed up, the restaurant lost money. Even when he drank soy milk, he drank 30 bottles. Then there's the legend of people who allegedly sue restaurants for being kicked out after eating for 7 hours straight. While some of these stories are internet tall tales, the point is, buffets do have a breaking point. Most all-you-can-eat contracts have an implied good faith clause. Legally, all-you-can-eat is interpreted as all a reasonable person can eat in one sitting. If you start bringing a sleeping bag and a bib, they have the right to show you the door. There is also the factor of menu design. Notice how the most expensive items are often hidden or placed in hard-to-reach corners. Or maybe they're behind a counter where a chef carves them for you. That carving station isn't there for the fancy experience. It's there to slow you down. If you have to wait in a line and look another human being in the eye while they hand you 2 thin slices of prime rib, you are statistically less likely to ask for 12 slices. Social pressure is a fantastic cost-saving measure. Most people don't want to be the person who holds up the line to fill a bucket with brisket while a chef judges them silently. Finally, there's the sunk cost fallacy. Because you paid $20 up front, you feel a psychological need to win. You eat until it hurts because you want to get your money's worth. But here's the irony. The more you eat to beat the buffet, the more physical misery you're in. The buffet has already won. They have your $20. Whether you eat 1 pea or a whole cow, that money is gone. They know that most people will stop when they're full or slightly after they're full, and that's where the profit lives. So, how do they do it? They buy in bulk, they cut labor to the bone, they fill you up with cheap carbs before you reach the steak. They charge you a 2,000% markup on sugar water, and they rely on the fact that for every competitive eater out there, there are 100 people who just want a nice salad and a piece of cake. It's a beautiful, greasy, perfectly engineered machine. Despite knowing all the tricks, I'm probably still going to go back for that 5th plate of crab legs. Because at the end of the day, there's no victory quite like winning a buffet, even if the trophy is just a 3-day food coma. It's the ultimate gamble where the house usually wins, but we all get a free soft-serve ice cream at the end. Thanks for watching. If you've ever been kicked out of a buffet, or if you have a legendary story of eating your weight in fried shrimp, let me know in the comments. Just try not to think about the law of averages next time you're staring down a mountain of mashed potatoes. Don't forget to like and subscribe, unless you're currently in a food coma. In that case, just take a nap. You earned it.